Yo, what is good, Twitch, YouTube, Sanctuary, Beasties? Happy Monday. Here we are. The day has come. Darkhaven demo public playtest is live. The pre-alpha now available over on Steam. Let's turn off this music a little bit so I can hear you guys. There we go. By the way, A-Bear, thank you for that follow over on Twitch to kickstart the day. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I probably got about a 3-hour stream lined up. I got to get back to the kids and other stuff, but we should be able to kind of grind through. So we'll talk through this today. Most people probably tuning in have followed this game, its history over the last 6 to 12 months. Yo, Roma, what's good, man? Morning. Welcome in. The day has come. Hype. Let's go. Yeah, so I'm probably going to do a... What's up, A-Bear? I'm probably going to do a single player. I'll probably show off multiplayer a little bit because a lot of people are joining what are called shards. So in case you're curious, it's a shard system, which is your world instance. So if I play publicly, I can start a shard. You can make it private. You can make it public. Multiplayer co-op is definitely more experimental right now. But from what I played, it's definitely functional. So I'll probably play single player for now. But at some point, we'll probably join a public shard. And maybe we'll start over just so I can show you a couple things. But because we only got 3 hours for this morning stream, I don't want to waste any time. Definitely want to jump in. But like I said, their Kickstarter page is live. You know, I definitely encourage you guys to check out the demo over on Steam. And if you like what you see, then feel free to support the game. But you can head over to Steam. The links on YouTube are over in the description. I also have the hotkeys and the title over on Twitch. So if you guys have any questions or you're looking for more additional information, feel free to leverage all the hotkeys. They'll be happy to help. But without further ado, guys, let's jump in to Darkhaven. Oh, look at this beautiful screen. Oh, yeah. Ready to rock. The question is, what are we going to play today? I think I want to show off Feast of Crows, the new skill. Maybe combine that with a little Bone Storm, Shadow Walk, so we can splash the AoE of the crows. So, all right, guys, like we see here, you have online, right? Single player or single player new game. I'm going to do a single player new game, but I'll just show you guys really quickly what this looks like. So if you go to online, obviously they give you a little bit of a HUD, right? It's experimental. And so what you generally do here, right, is you start off with choosing skill. So you have Bloodlash, Glyph Lunge, or Crows. Feast of Crows is new in this current pre-alpha developer build. So before, this was not part of the Shadow Tree. It was just Shadow Walk. And so once you... What's up, Mim? Morning. So yeah, basically once you add this in, right, you kind of choose. So if I go Feast of Crows here, and let's call it War... I create character, and look at this. A bunch of people are already in. There are a lot of shards here, right? So I can basically join in here. You can see here, you can have up to 20. Yes, you can have up to 20 people in your shard. This is just for the public pre-alpha demo. Peter Hugh has stated that his vision is that there is no cap at end state. So this is much more of like a MMO / ARPG in that environment, like a World of Warcraft, right, where you can have multiple people in those shards if you make them public. So just to be clear, if you're playing publicly, it's only going to be up to 20, but obviously you can limit that, as you can see, right, 1 of 4, 3 of 4. I could join any of these. I can create my own world here. PvP is a part of that, but once you make your world PvP, you can't turn it off. So you got to be kind of prepared for that. But the idea in here, right, is you should have the ability to effectively control your world because you're the overseer of your world. So if you're making these shards, whether public or private, right, you can basically put in all of the different things you want. But for now, like I said, I'm just going to start in kind of a private environment, but then we'll probably jump into the public world because it is still experimental and janky. So I want to make sure I can show off enough of the... All right. Let's get a single player fired up. Single player game. We're going to go Feast of Crows. We're going to go with War. Let's enter the world. Let's kick it off. All right, guys. Here we are. Making sure everything looks good over on OBS. Yes, it does. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm not going to go too much into the history of this because I've had content out before. We've had a lot of streams, right? I'd rather just kind of start getting into this. If you guys have questions, obviously, let's make this interactive. Happy to stop. But you can see a couple immediate things, guys, that they did here. The witch's model, which was more of a paper doll, is completely changed. Very nice kind of 3D look. So they made some very kind of nice aesthetic improvements in here. Again, people have some feelings about this HUD and the UX, but I think overall it's really not too bad. Here's the new skill page, which is dramatically improved. Some more kind of vertical flows, nice new skins. So the Shadow, Bloodbone, and Glyph trees. Here's Feast of Crows, right, which we're starting with. The tattoo pages, like we talked about, right? And so this will kind of be where you get different runes, and they give kind of critical ailments to your skills. They also have tattoo physical effects. They do have controller support. I'm not playing controller, but really quick, guys, this is also new. It's a pickaxe. So as people know, the game is fully deformable, right? You can terraform, you can destruct terrain. And so this is something that's new. You didn't start with this previously. It's a pickaxe. So also, by the way, you now have 3 weapon loadouts. So you'll notice how I'm clicking V once and then twice. There's 3 options now. So those that are used to Diablo 2, you hit W, you switch. You have 3 options here in your weapon loadouts. So if you'll notice here, I'm going to zoom in with this pickaxe. You'll notice now that we have this mining skill here. So it definitely makes it much easier for you to deform terrain. So if we come over here real quick and I start slamming, you can see how much easier it is to actually break and deform. So that's really nice that they have it, like I said, because it just gives you an option to get through walls or things differently. So let's open this up. Let's see what we got here. First flask, we got some gold. Nice, we started off with the flask. That's exactly what we need. The flask system, again, works like other Diablo 2 mods, right, where you can have magic, rare, and elevated flasks. So in this case, if I consume, right, for 15 seconds, I get attack speed, movement speed, attack. Nice, so it's very nice to start out with that. Got Lum, our NPC. Also, let me know how the game volume is, guys. I wanted to kind of tweak it a little bit to make sure that you guys could hear everything, but if it's too quiet, too loud across music or sound effects, definitely let me know. All right, so we're not going to shop yet because we obviously don't have anything. All right, so Feast of Crows, guys. So this is really fun if you've seen some videos of this. So essentially, it's a shadow-based damage skill. But when you start attacking, you get crows. So think about the druid in Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Resurrected. And then there's a way to basically dive bomb. So if you notice, read the bottom. Dive bomb crows with stand, shift, or other focusing skill. So when you start to essentially get crows, they're an AoE splash-based effect, which is quite powerful when it actually scales. And if you go back into the specific skill tree, you have this thing here, Murder of Crows. So there's a 2% chance on hit to release Expiring Murder of Crows, 12 crows, as you can see there. So the other one here is Gather a Flock up to 8, but the Murder of Crows is really the most powerful here because it's going to get you the most effect. So here we go, guys. This is the open world. Over here is the Altar of the Gods. So again, this is the kind of end state or the necropolis where we unleash the Curse of the Shadow. We're going to wait to do that. You don't want to do this earlier. It's a very overtuned, kind of powerful Curse of Monsters, but we will at least go over there and get the puzzle box. So here we go, guys. Let's kick off and go get some Gulp Jaws. Oh, there's some of our crows. And the bomb. Boom. There you go. Remember, here's our mana resource crystals, life crystals. Got our first bogey pack here. They're enraged. That's what that means. So basically, enraged is, think of it as like fanaticism in Diablo 2. Oh, here we go. Coming out of the world. Looks like we got a chest down there too, which is hidden, which is nice. Let's dive bomb. Boom. Nice game performance is feeling really nice right now. Oh, I didn't even. Oh, it's a hidden. Oh, see, this is okay. So this is the best part of the game. Do you notice what just happened, guys? These guys procedurally, right, came out of the ground, and then all of a sudden, right, there is. Oh, there we go. We leveled. There's Pit of Doom, level 1. So just like that, you have already essentially a pit, or this is kind of an undercroft here. So this is the beauty of this game, right? You didn't even see that on the map, right? It just basically happened as an undercroft dungeon, and it randomly generated itself. And no one's map is ever going to be the same. So if you're not playing in a public shard, you're playing in your private instances, all of this is going to be completely unique, which is the best part about this game, or one of my favorite parts, rather. All right, so we're not going to go into strength, dex, vit yet, because what you'll notice is each of these have criticals. And because we don't have our weapon of choice yet, I don't know which way we're going to go. But for now, we will start with the skill. So this was a skill unlock, okay? This wasn't an option point, which are different. So the skill unlock, of course, are these. The option upgrades are these kind of passive nodes. So I think I actually want to go with Bone Storm. So this is kind of a channeling-like effect. So think of this as like teeth, like the Necromancer in Diablo 2. You can impel with knockback. You have reflecting, which is really cool. This requires an evocation skill. For those that understand, this is kind of like glyph or kind of spell magic, but we're not going to go on the glyph evocation skills today, at least for this one. So, all right. This is a level 1, so I think we can go in here. All right, guys, let's check out this Undercroft here. See what we got. There's some Bone Storm. Staff. Bogey Bombers. So guys, within these, by the way, there are hidden treasure rooms often, which is really nice. Oh, see, now you're very mana starved early on, which is something that people have to get used to. So one of the early things you really want to try to find is mana regen items. Oh, looks like we are out of mana. This is a problem. And we got some elites here. All right, let's bring them back here. Let's get a resource. Okay, we're going to get our crows going. And we're going to dive. Our first elite. Oh, and we're down. I was killed by a champion war chief. So it will respawn you guys at the start. So like I said, your mana is really starved early on. You can see you have no natural. That's definitely a skill issue. I talked about this though. This game is not that easy, which I think is, I like it. I think it's well balanced. It's not as difficult as Dark Souls, as, you know, not as punishing as Dark Souls. But it's not as easy as walking into the Bloodmoor and just slamming everything in your path on your way to Cold Plains. So I do appreciate that we have some nice tuning. Also, guys, there's dye here. So dye, you can literally, as a transmog or a cosmetic, you can actually literally grab this, hover over it, and it will dye. So they have a cool little dye system. All right, we got a staff here. So let's, we can try that out as well, because we got some cold imbue on here, which is nice. So that's going to help us freeze. But let's go get the elite over here. We got to really try to do our best to get a mana ring as much as possible. Yeah, man, he's strong. Got to try to get our crows and get over to him. Oh. Yep. Oh, he's a level 3. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Mana is definitely a problem. We might have to exit out of the dungeon if needed. Obviously, we have no gear on whatsoever still. Yep, he's going to be a problem. I'll come back into the dungeon there. That's just a little... Right now, we have no gear on whatsoever. All right, let's head over to the Altar of the Gods. I'll come back. I mean, I am pretty much naked. Yes, I mean, you do have mana orbs, right? And you have, obviously, these resource crystals like we've talked about. But let's get these insectoids. Got on the boots. Armor, we got a socket in there. Rocky Meadows. Okay, so we're in Vale of the Old Ones now, guys. So this is where we would release the Altar of the Gods. We got our puzzle box right here. This is the end game state. So we're going to get our puzzle box here, which is almost like the Herodric Cube. Oh, sorry, never mind. We're not going to do this yet because it does, like I said, unleash it. But when you basically hit this, this will unleash the Curse of the Night Shadow. So this is the Necropolis. We're not going to do this right now because, like I said, it's too overtuned and we got to get some levels here. Hey, Serenity, what's good? Welcome in. Sound. Let's get the sound up a little bit, guys. Tell me what you think here, but if it's too loud, let me know. We'll turn it down. Bursting through. It's a little forestry. Oh. And we got a bramble husk. Let's reorient our... All right, so we're going to go over here so you guys can see we have our first waypoint over here. So we're going to keep... kind of go over in that corner there. Got to get ourselves some water walking and feather falling boots when possible soon. Bogey chopper. Armor. Let's crowd control a pack here. All right, what do we got? First armor. Okay, we got some shadow resistance there. Gold jaw. Chopper. Oh. Coming from Thundercroft. Guys, I'm going to also show you part of the world editor, the modding that you can actually do to your world. I'm not going to focus on that right now, but at some point in the stream, we will get there. So we will show you how you can mod in this game. Yes, so certain skills, Biv, if you remember from my videos, are terraforming skills. So in particular, oh guys, so real quick, you're going to notice that it's nighttime now. So if you look up here in the dial, it's nighttime. That actually makes the monsters more aggro. So they actually tend to come at you a little bit more aggressively, which is something you definitely have to pay attention to. Certain monsters have different eyes lighting up and different things too, which is really cool. So here's our first waypoint, guys. So that's important. So just like Diablo 2 or anything you're used to, right? You have your kind of Pathfinders, Wayfinders. Got a chest here. Ooh, Elm Rune. Nice. First rune. Mustache. I'll show you guys that in a sec. Exactly what those can do. Yeah, the music changes, a little bit more eerie. Monsters can get a little bit more aggressive, like I said. Yeah, when you level, you just saw that. It is a splash, so everything around you basically gets nuked, which is a really neat little trick there. So if you actually have a nice, like, really big pack and you see that you're actually close to leveling, that's something nice you can do. Because they're automatically going to get nuked. Alright, so let's come up here real quick, and I'm going to definitely show you guys the rune in a sec, but let's see where we're at. We're going to keep going through here, and then I'll get to the inventory and showcase some of these things here, guys. Let's just keep clean. But yeah, you want to watch this night dial up here, right? Because it goes from night to day. So they have a nice little nighttime and daytime mechanic for sure. You're noticing as I'm attacking here, you'll see some things up here. These are minor and major criticals. So it's basically showing you your ailments and your curses that you're essentially hitting with. So if you notice again up here, or let's get the husk here, see how that scourge, and then there's cold. So it's a nice little thing to kind of show you. Got to get some upgrades here, guys. We'll go to the shop too, see if we can't get some mana regen rings. Shop them. You can shop them, which is nice. Just got to get lucky with Lum. We're in the Rocky Meadows Bright Hollow. This is level 2. You can see that in the upper right, so you know what type of area level zone we're at for monster levels. Oh, Deb rune. Nice. Got 2 runes now. There we go. Check out the dagger. Looks vanilla, though. Not going to have any type of imprint on it right now. But all right, guys, let's get back to town now. So let's go check out exactly what we have. So let's check out some of these early runes, okay? So let's look at the auto sort feature. Okay, so Elm rune, okay? So again, these are runes, which again can be in the tattoo effect. So in this case, Elm rune is a blood lash based critical. Sorry, never mind. This is for Bone Storm. This is good for me. Your Bone Storm fires multiple missiles of blood rather than bone. So that'll actually work for me. And then Deb rune is a spine breaker. We don't have spine breaker. We're not going to play with that today, but you can still see that I can still socket this into these different items like stun, right? For example, the stun can go into gloves or helmets. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. It can also go into boots for gold find, right? There are different things that you can do here. So let's check out the dagger. So in this case, dagger here, increase that for attacks per second. Take the belt because it has 2 sockets, which is nice. And then we don't really care. See, we can sell for gold, but let's see. Tone attacks, yeah, same thing. All right, so, but let's do this real quick. We're going to actually put the rune in. So because, so you're going to see what happens to my Bone Storm now. It's going to be shooting blood. So if we put it up here again, I can put it in kind of any slot. But if I put it on her leg, you'll notice the tattoos. So what's really cool about that is you can also see the effect, right? So if I go over here and I go to her back, now it's on the back, right? So you have a little bit of like cosmetic control in terms of where you choose to put it, which is nice. And then of course you'll see that reflected immediately in the real world, which is nice here. And then what you're also seeing is the Arc Stone here, if you guys remember. This is essentially going to kind of regen your mana and your life, which is nice. Okay, let's go to shop real quick. We've got 850, but I'll see if there's anything. Rings, yeah. Ooh, this is actually nice. It's 609 lightning. It's our deep. It's really magic. And again, you do have an ability to restock. I don't right now, so restock is basically just, you know, way to kind of refresh. So, all right, let's go into our skills real quick. Okay, so we got an option point now. So we're going to go into Murder of Crows because that's quite powerful because, again, it's kind of spiraling vicious hit. And then you can see the next one goes to 3%. You can essentially see the... All right. Let's get on over here. All right, so, you know, we've gone to Bright Hollow, Shady Glade. I was just going to say, we probably could begin to go back down to that Undercroft if we want here. But I still want to get some mana if possible. So we do have multiple things here. But again, I'm not going to go in quite yet into these. Obviously, Vitality would help my life. But Vit, as you can see here, it inflicts shadow criticals. And then you have strong resistance to slashing and cold. So, you know what? We'll go 5 in there to get my Vit up a little bit. Technically, we do have the cold staff on, so, you know, if I wanted to, yeah, so magic, right, is going to increase your chance of inflicting fire and cold criticals. So that would be where if we wanted to go cold and fire, we would go more of the magic tree. You know, dex is going to be more of your slashing and lightning, and then strength is more of your blunt kind of physical force criticals. And you can see the River Fangs here. They have their eyes lit up, which is nice because that's part of the night cycle, actually. Yo, Melvin, what's good? Yeah, you see how it's firing blood now, guys? How cool is that? And that's because of the rune. And now it's got a little bit more of an AoE-based effect. Yeah, the eyes lit up. Yep, you can see them if you get close. That's the night cycle. So the River Fangs have their eyes light up. That's correct, Biv. Versus in the day, you're not going to see that. But they've definitely done some... Oh, and here's the Murder of Crows. You see this? So when there's like 12 of them, and it's obviously a huge, huge splash. It's really neat. It's nice. And look, you can swim in Moonbeast. You can swim in an ARPG. Yes, you can swim. Oh, here comes the day cycle, and they're coming. Pretty aggro. Oh, first rare. Nice. Soft with the gloves. Let's go. Oh, we just got a bogey chopper heart. I'll explain that, guys, in a sec. What's up, Serenity? I keep finding books for skills you didn't pick. Oh, the tomes? Nice. What's up, Melvin? I can't wait to play this. Hopefully this is the same lore and massive replayability. Yeah, I mean, that is what they are trying to do, is the replayability of the end state. But Melvin, I'm not sure if you know, but the game is now publicly available on Steam. The Kickstarter's live over on YouTube. You can see the descriptions, all the links and everything here. But I will trigger this real quick, guys. I'm just going to do this over here. So if you guys want the demo, you can find the access there. Again, it is publicly available. Anybody can play it this week. That is the Steam public available access. You do not need to donate on the Kickstarter. What I would recommend is that you try the game first, see if you like it, and from there, decide if it's up to you if you want to donate. And they have all their Kickstarter tiers up, so there are some rewards, obviously, for donating at different levels. So like I said, you know, try it out. Oh, your pledge? There you go, buddy. You're already going for the pledge. I like it. All right, guys, let's check out what this is. So we can see here again, it's going to have to be identified. So what did we get? Okay, so we got slashing penetration. So think about penetration as pierce. If you're, you know, again, going with my Diablo 2 here, right? These are pierce or facets or those types of things, right? So slashing, pierce, cold resistance, fire resistance. And again, they do have an advanced stat page here, guys. So you can see here, right? Here's our resistances. Here's our pierce penetration. Here's our critical resistances. Here's our critical chances, right? So you do, you know, you have some nice kind of advanced stats here. Obviously, again, this is a pre-alpha, guys. It's a work in progress. It's not the perfect looking UX, but again, I think for now, they're not really overly concerned with that as a pre-alpha. This is more about getting the infrastructure off the ground, you know, pressure testing everything, making sure things are firing and functioning. So yeah, man, go get it, brother. Melvin, that's why I'm here streaming, man. Making sure that you guys know all the information about the game. Help you guys out, bring some attention to it. Oh, the lava. So good. The game performance is really nice. It's a little bit more of an FPS drop in the public world, which makes sense. Like I said, their public shards are more experimental. So, you know, naturally you can play with other people, right? Which is nice, but oh, I'm entangled. Trying to hitting dash instead of jump. Oh, there's a die. Cracked onyx. Okay, guys, that's our first gem. So let me show this here, right? So they have a, oh yeah, we didn't talk about the heart either. So actually here, let me sort real quick. Okay. So the gem systems are very similar again to other games, right? So this is an onyx. So in this case, it's shadow or scourge based. So again, you can kind of drop this in as needed. The bogey heart is kind of a special type of heart. They do have unique hearts. So you notice here how there's a gold ring socket here. Only a unique heart can go into that specific slot. So that is the distinction between a standard heart and a unique heart, which you'll see throughout. So in this case, this is more slashing bleed based. Onyx is going to be more shadow and scourge based damage. Scourge being more of like an amplified damage type effect. Now, obviously, right now, you know, I'm still not sure exactly which way I'm going yet because we're still obviously getting our gear upgrades going. So for now, we're going to keep everything as is, and then as we scale, you know, we'll decide what to do next. And we really got to get our defeat the Riptide Horror. Okay. Yeah, it's only the witch. Yep. Thanks, Serenity. Yeah, so you'll notice again, like the mana is definitely a challenge early on, but I think it makes the game, you know, helpful and from a progression perspective, when you find your first mana gen rings and ammies and those things, it's a very rewarding feeling, which is nice. But Bloodlash does have a native mana leech in its skill, so if you were to go more of the Bloodlash tree, you would definitely see that early on. So you wouldn't necessarily have the same mana issues. So. Oh yeah, there's a lot by here. So by the way, like in the graphics, you also have different camera angles. There's a lot of things that you can do here. But if you look at this real quick, if I'm up here, right, there's the 3D rotatable. You have a lot of different zoom angles, which is nice. So I do think that they did a really good job of that. Some people don't like the way the camera mechanics currently work. They've all given their own perspective. And ooh, Riptide Horror. Okay, we got an elite. Smash the crows. All right. Let's go. What do we got here? Ooh, we got a rare staff. Let's check that out. Ooh, nice. Okay, guys. So burn and ignite is one of the most powerful things in the game so far. So you're going to see it's fire imbued, but then you have burn chance and burn duration. So this is essentially an ignite based build, which is extremely powerful. And it looks like we also now have a fire weapon over there as well. So maybe we're going to end up going the fire tree right now. So we're going to see what happens here. But you know, based on this, yeah, it's quite possible this is the direction we're going to end up going, guys. We're going to see here, but based on this, I'm liking what we're seeing here because we obviously have the knife for burn, and then we have the two-hand staff, so. You like to change camera to smooth and increase item labels. Yeah, now that I think about it, you are right. I was playing in smooth as well. I forgot that when I played, I was doing smooth. I hadn't readjusted it. Yes, there is 3 weapon loadouts. Yep. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And before there was only 2. So it's nice that they have the 3rd. The reason I think they added the 3rd was because of this, the pickaxe. So that's really the intention of having the 3rd there, because I think that's why they did that, essentially, because they added that kind of mechanic and nice little weapon function. So they added a 3rd there, essentially. You're saying you like to do your item size for display limits? Oh yeah, in case you guys are wondering, there is WASD. It is here if you choose to use it. I don't really like playing with that personally, but it is there. They did definitely test it to put it there. So, you know, it's something nice that you can do. But yeah, we're going to get into the editor feature, guys, a little bit later. Like I said, yeah, the item scaling, obviously there is controller support. Yep. Right here. There is controller support. Got it. There's controller support. They put in WASD movement. Again, the WASD movement's not perfect, but they have controller support, WASD. But these guys are definitely, you know, doing a really nice job, like I said, with putting this out as much as possible. What's up, Serenity? You were saying that you increase item label size. What do you put yours at? Maybe I'll check it out. I've always just kind of left it by default, but I know it definitely makes it easier to see things on. That's for sure. All right, so we're getting in the feel the size here. You go to 2. Yeah, I'll put mine to 2. Let's see what it looks like. Boop. It probably does work better than Diablo 2's. Ooh. What's up, Em? Is there an option to put the UI in the middle as all the other ARPGs? Oh, down here, the HUD? No, not right now. They have the HUD basically over on the left here. So, yeah, it's basically, you know, you have your main UX here. Obviously, you have your skill trees, right? You have all of your pages over here. Lum shop, right? When you're shopping from the NPC, they'll kind of end up over on the left-based HUD. So, yeah, I have a 1440p as well, same size. I'm just playing in 1920 1080 on my view right now because when I'm streaming and stuff, especially, I have multiple windows up, so I want to be able to see everybody. But yeah, it kind of depends what you're looking at when you're playing. But, whoa! Yeah, I'm gonna go back to actually 1. I think I still like the label scale down to 1 for me personally. What's up, Melvin? Seems to be slightly on the easier side for right now. I remember playing my first playthrough D2 I wouldn't say it's on the easy side. You joined late into my stream. I went early into a dungeon to face a level 3 elite when I was pretty much naked. And obviously that was a bit ballsy to do that. And he was clapping me left and right. So it just depends, right? It really depends who you run into early on. Obviously, look, these are level 1s, right? So if you look up here, this is a level 1 area. I'm level 3, right? So, you know, naturally, this is a little bit of a lesser area in terms of my XP gain. But obviously, we're just showing off the game and exploring the world right now for you guys. But let's see, where are we? Okay, so we're entering the runes here. You can see, right, we're kind of making our way. There's obviously a lot up here we still have to uncover. We need our first mana ring, guys. We definitely need mana regen stat. Oh, let's get a chest. So you see that, guys? That's the ignite. The ignite is, yeah, it definitely has elements of both for sure. So this is the ignite build, like I said, guys. So when you essentially get a chance to ignite, and obviously this is a little bit more damage here. It's slower attack, but this is quite powerful. Let's see. How's our hood here? Take the mana. Our shield is improved, so yes, give me that. Enhanced armor. It's more shadow resistance, so we don't necessarily. So we're gonna drop all this. I know obviously I can take things here. Ooh, feather falling boots, guys. Nice. All right, we need 38 magic, so we're going to show off the feather falling. So let's go put those on, and we'll get our put 3 points into magic. There we go. All right, guys. So feather falling, great boots. Most of these have seen these from me, guys. Feather falling essentially makes you jump higher. Woo! Which is a really nice touch because you can jump around, and based on different lookout points, you know, you can jump. And what I like about this is it's basically a swatch a splash, right? You can kind of come down and hit pretty hard, which is nice. We're going to go with our heavy DPS here. All right, let's get back over here, reorient ourselves, go north. Is there fall damage? Like, oh, do you get hurt from falling? Oh, it's getting night. Coming. There is no personal fall damage to you so far that I've seen. Yeah, we attack a little bit slower with this one, but it's a heavy DPS weapon, so I think we'll actually go back to the shield for now. But hold on. I guess if we're going to go fire criticals, you know what? For now, yeah, we're just going to keep magic there. Let's just get our fire criticals. Yo, what's up, BX? Welcome in. Oh, we got an elite. All right, guys, this is a level 4, so getting into higher areas here. Ugh. Oh god, yeah, so it's funny, the insectoids I feel like didn't hit as hard early on in my original playtest, but the gazers hit a lot more aggressively here. You can see the ignite, obviously. Oh god. Yep, he's hitting. We have murder of crows. Fuck. I wanted to get to him with the murder of crows. That didn't work out. So what do we got here? Sorry, I got my slashing, cold, and fire resistance. Okay. Let's go to Lum here real quick, see if we can't chop it. Still no rings, no restock options here, but what do we have here? Okay, this is Bloodlash. This is Attack Shadow Walk. This is Lightning Imbued, and they have a gold socket, but I don't really care about that. Okay, here's Water Walking. So I like the movement speed on there as well. All right, guys, we're going to buy the water walking boots. So I'll show those off in a sec. All right, guys, so feather falling, again, is the jumping, and we have magic find, but movement speed and water walking is really nice. So I'm going to actually put the water walking boots on. I think most people know exactly what this is, but yes, the night cycles do make them more difficult, and on top of the fact that it wasn't elite, yeah, so obviously, unfortunately, I was working my way over here to Meandering Creek, and I didn't have any waypoints, so we're just going to have to run ourselves back, but that's okay. But I'll show off feather falling. Yo, Kron, what's good? Thank you for that resub, brother, for 18 months. Welcome in, homie. Happy Monday. So, guys, here's water walking. So this is the affix now. So obviously, as it states, water walking. So much faster to traverse the water, especially when it's night, because you can get attacked when you're swimming through. You can see the river fangs here. So I do like the movement speed affix on top of water walking. So that definitely gets us back a little bit faster. Let's go get this gazer here. Should still be up here where he clapped me. Right here around the bend. Yep, he's gonna... Should be, at least. I have him on the other side. On the other side. Maybe I didn't... Wait, was I not here when I died? Where did he get me? Was I over in the ruins? Or maybe I was, like, right over here downriver. Yeah, you can see how powerful the Ignite is early on. Ignite's one of my favorite things to go with. It's definitely quite powerful. But Shadow Damage and Scourge, like I said, with the ant-like effects, are also something to pay attention to, right? They're kind of obviously testing everything right now. Here comes everybody. Oop. Let's get a resource crystal fast. Where's the DPS metering? No 100k, no 1 million damage. Can't play. Where's the D4 damage, brother? Uh-oh. We're surrounded by some river fangs here. Definitely need that murder of crows right about now. Be nice. And a resource crystal here real quick. I'm good. Just tired. Life's been very busy. Barely been able to play. I haven't physically even played Realm of the Warlock, as you already know. Which is crazy that I haven't even been able to put a single minute into that yet. And obviously I knew that this was coming out, so you know. And I'm only gonna be playing for till 11:30, guys, because obviously I am got to get back to the kids. So this is, and normally I'm working. I'm off from work today. So the holiday. So normally I would never be streaming this early. I'd be streaming in the evening hours, as most know, but because I was off today and the general, aka the wife, gave me vampiric. Okay, guys, vampiric smack. You got to be really careful next to vampirics. They will literally drain you extremely fast. And we have no mana here. I got to try to get a crystal real quick. Hope we can get a murder of crows. Rock murder of crows. Come on. Ah, nice. The level splash. That could not have come at a better time. Let's go. There's the murder of crows we were waiting for. So murder of crows, like I said, is only a 2% chance. The next level is 3%. But it's such a powerful skill, especially if you can definitely proc the murder of crows. So let's see here. So again, you can see it's level 3. So we, oops, sorry. Gazers, man. Oh, it's another elite, and he's also vampiric. But the ignite took him down. Cute. Oh, ha! Guys, I already hit the wall. It's cooling the lava. My skill cooled the lava to get into the dungeon. That's hilarious. I was going to break the wall, but it already happened. So there's water here, and you got to do this to get into the lava dungeon. So that already did it for me. There we go. We really need to get ourselves... Oh, you know what? Let me get the other waypoint here, because I want to go back to the archstone here. We don't get clapped, so let me get the waypoint before we go into the lava dungeon. Excuse me. There we go. Oh, the green word. Nice. Okay. So we're back here. All right. Now let's go back to Lum. Right. Hold on one sec. Just gotta check. All right. I don't believe there are set items that I've seen. There are, you know, standard, magic, rare, legendaries. Hello there. But again, this is pretty early on, so... Okay, now we can restock. Here we go. All right. Oh, we got a tome. Okay, guys, so... This is actually something I would want to buy because it's a tome or an intrinsic. So I have a Bone Storm, right? So it's +1 Bone Storm. So this is going to add +1 skills to my Bone Storm. Now it is a little bit expensive, so I might leave that in the shop for now. But you can also see that we have bigger flasks here. So here's an 80 flask. So obviously we want to buy one of these bigger ones. So, you know, this one is 140, but this one is nice. So this gives me increased attack, speed attack, +17 to strength, which is a really big one. So, oh yeah, wait a second though. That is 1500. That'll also drain us, surprisingly. Let's see. Oh, 61% crow flock radius. Oh, I definitely like that. Oh, expensive. I got to start selling for gold. All right, hold on here. We got to start selling these items for gold. What do we got here? Oh, it's a -50% crow flock radius. Slashing and blunt penetration. Let's see our slashing. Oh, that's feather falling. Yeah. So by the way, guys, you can mark this as like a favorite. So see how it's marked as a favorite? So when I go into Lum and try to sell, right, you can do this and mark these things. So, you know, basically it's never going to sell this, which is nice. So it's only going to really sell everything else. It's really weird here on this. This is a -50% block radius. And then this one, this is actually the opposite where it's +61. I actually still think that I want to go anyways. So, oh, I just sold all my dye. That's all good. I don't really care about the dyes. I didn't realize you had to mark the dyes. Looks like you do sell the dyes. Oh, sorry. All right, so you do need to mark your dyes. That's good to know. But again, you can actually go back here and get it, which is nice. So everything you sold, you can actually buy back if you... Dyes are so cheap. Just pick up so frequently. All right, so because we're technically going down the fire tree still here, guys, you know, we want to keep going into essentially magic here to get our criticals up. Okay, so for Bone Storm here again, echoing is nice because the shots echo like we've talked about, but that's not going to be as good with the Bone Storm, multiple missiles of blood rather than bone. So I'm probably going to go back into here. So gather a flock up to 8 crows. So I'm going to go here for flock, and then eventually we can go back into murder to get the next grade up. All right, so we've got the waypoint. Let's go back into the dungeon here. Or actually, you know what, real quick? We're going to go back to this dungeon. It should still be here because it's just, like I said, proceed. So here. You guys remember we had an early dungeon here, and let's go maybe clap the level 3 that was here waiting for me. Had some gear upgrades. Gotta go find the dungeon where we were. So where were we? It would have been right here, right, guys? Should have been here. Right around here. Because we came out here towards Meandering Creek. Oh. It is gone. Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess it did actually close. That's interesting. Okay, usually I've seen them stay open. I don't necessarily know if that's a bug, but I probably should mark that because I walked away from it. And it was right here, if you guys remember. We had a level 1 dungeon right here that kind of presented itself, but then it actually disappeared. So I'll have to mark that down. That's interesting. Again, can't say that that's a bug necessarily, but I thought most of the undercrofts are supposed to be relatively persistent. Alright, so let's go into the lava tunnels now, guys. Show off the lava tunnels. Okay, so guys, what I was talking about here with the pickaxe, which is nice, is this. Because you can basically break through walls a little bit easier, like I said. So, you know, if you're trying to get through or cut across, right? You're trying to jump up here, or you want to basically go through here. See, as a shortcut. It's nice that they give you this to start because there's all little, you know, at times little hidden treasure rooms. Or like I said, just like little shortcuts through to places. And obviously I came up in a really bad point. I probably shouldn't have done that. I cut through right into a huge back. That was ill-advised. Yeah, this lack of mana regen, we really got to get ourselves a ring. Definitely can cause problems. Sectoids hit quite hard. Seeing here. We got to be really careful here because if we hit this, you can see the ember ghouls coming out. These guys can also ignite you as much as you could ignite them. Ooh. Whew. They're enraged as well. I'm gonna pull them back here. Some crows generated. God. Elite. Very strong one at that. Back here, get him. Another elite behind me. There's a couple different elites in here, actually. Their champion. It's getting some good XP here. Ooh, man, they had a whole little pack here, huh? up there and get it. And it's a tough turn on the pack, dude. And there's like 4 or 5 of them there. Whew. Spicy pack. Oh, how's our belts here? Oh, fire resistance. Okay. Yeah, definitely putting that on in the lava tunnels, that's for sure. Okay, guys, so we got another heart here. Still imbue lightning and weapon, but obviously we don't care about that. Okay, so rubies are what we really want, guys, because so far we're going down the fire tree, so you can see that in helmets and gloves, it increases burn chance. So in this case, we do have actually a socket. We do have one in the gloves as well. So again, I can kind of place this in either or. I'm gonna go in the helm here. See now that we've, it's quite nice. So you can see there, right? Gem is got our fire resistance up. Now we chance and critical. It's nice. Said I'm ignited, so that's something you have to watch out for here. Hidden treasure room here. That's one of the benefits of the Undercrofts, guys, which I was trying to show earlier, is there are these hidden treasure rooms, which are really neat. There's our first ring. Okay, let's pray for the best here, guys. Please have mana on that. For dagger. Fields. The Char Root is in here. The mini boss. Little small bramble husk who packs a heck of a punch. I faced him in the playtest and he one-tapped me. That was quite funny. Little tree stump hit hard. Yo, Jasper, what's good? Welcome in, brother. Happy Monday. Happy Darkhaven Day. Kickstarter and the demo are publicly available. Oh, speaking of him, here he is. I didn't see him at first, hiding there. See, he just hit me. He just hit me with his hit. Let's actually get this bogey tyrant first because I don't want him to rain down Firestorm on me. Yeah, see, he hits very hard with that tap when he wants to. Oop. Oop. Nice. Sacrificial base is really nice. Hopefully we get some good fire criticals on there. I know we were going fire, but we're going to have to see because there are no respecs right now. Oh, we got another treasure room in here. Careful as to not break anything. You ever heard of Zombies Ate My Friends? It used to exist back in 2013. It's not ringing a bell, no. Oh, God. Zombies ate my neighbors. I guess, yeah. The neighbors probably, that's a little bit more coming back to my mind here. Okay. All right, guys, we pretty much showed off the lava tunnels. We obviously got Char Root down. We got some XP. So we're going to double back. So there, right now, guys, like, look, there is more areas to explore. So, you know, obviously, like I said, guys, I only had about 3-hour stream this morning. So I'm not going to show off all the exploration, but that's the beauty of this, is there are, again, ongoing hidden treasure dungeon crafts. And so if you have time to really kind of, you know, explore the world and push it, it's definitely something I would recommend. It's a lot of fun searching for rooms. All right, so we're going to double back now to the entrance. You can see over here. Oh, hold on, guys. Spearman coming up behind me. So if you look over here, right, you can see, like, see there's like other hidden treasure rooms and kind of more lava over here. But we have so much of the world to show off, plus the necropolis. And I want to show you guys some of the world editing and modding as well. So once we get there, I will show it off. All right, back outside. We have quite a bit now in our inventory, including some weapons. So let's see what we have here. We got 2 rares. Sacrificials are nice. Oh my god, guys. We got... Look at this weapon we just got. It's fire imbued, which we wanted because we're going the ignite. And it's got +1 Feast of Crows. That couldn't have been a better rare here. Let's see this one, though, real quick. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Even more damage. Fire imbued, burn chance, and duration. Okay, this is interesting because this is actually better technically speaking, because we want the burn duration and the burn chance. And also, if we, well, let me see. It doesn't have a socket though, but you can see 1.4 attacks per second. This base actually has 1.7 attacks per second. So we're actually going to go here specifically. See on this one, on these magicals. It might actually, now that I think about it, I probably do. Oh, that's fire plus a bloodlash, but we're not going that. I actually probably wouldn't mind having a cold actually, because I want to be able to freeze, obviously, on single targets. Here's our ring. We got 11 decks. There was no mana, unfortunately, on that one. But we'll take a look at everything. Our shield is better here. So let's get our cold resistance and armor back up. What type of boots do we have? Cold resistance. Let's take a look at the magics, though, guys. You can't sleep on the magics here. Okay, so here's shadow imbued damage. Here's fire damage with spine breaker. We're not going spine breaker. The shadow, the cold. We could go the cold on the one hand, actually, now that I think about it, because this is 30 damage. This is 51, a little bit slower attack, but we could go faster damage if we wanted. So maybe I'll mark that as a favorite so we don't mess with that. Lightning. We got a lot of nice critical options here, but again, I think we're basically going the blood tree at this point. Oh, nice. This is really good resistance there. We got here. Cross here. What haven't I looked at yet? You can see everything flashing is what you haven't looked at yet, which is quite nice. All right, let's go over real quick. We're going to go to the green. Not going to the... So we're going to keep traversing, but I want to go to town and start selling so we can get some gold over to Lum.
Hello.
All right. Start selling, guys. All right, so sell. There's a gold socket in this one with shadow resistance, but I think I'm okay there. Sell this. You can sell. Don't want to... Oh, yeah, feather falling boots over there. Lightning we're going to sell. Care about the shadow right now. Let's see. Fire, because we want gold criticals. Okay, nice. All right, so now we have plenty of gold. So now we can make some choices here. So we come back in here. All right, so this one was actually really nice because it obviously did have the 61 flow clock radius, which is nice. We also had this one as well, which was... We're going to get the bigger flask. No, it's just Discord sell. There's no mats like D4 or anything like that where you're breaking them down. That's correct.
Hello there.
At least for now, like I said, in games, you know, current structure. Okay, so I wouldn't mind getting the tome here, which is obviously +1 to Bone Storm. The flock radius is interesting, but I actually do like my armor stuff that I don't really chill at this point. All right, I'm gonna buy the tome, guys. So I just bought it. As you can see there, we're gonna restock again. see what else we got over here. Oh, the helm's here. Oh, 2 max pros and flock is really nice. Let's see for the shield options here. So currently equipped slashing and cold. Shadow. Ooh, okay. Since fire penetration is actually and stun chance and stun duration. I actually kind of like these better, but there is the socket though, which is nice in the other one. But I like fire penetration. Yeah, we're gonna go fire penetration here on these because that's really what we kind of proc build. All right, guys. So what we're going to see here, right, is so if we look at the tome of intrinsic, right? So if we go into the skill tree here, you'll see it's level 3. So we're going to right click. Now that should be level 4. There you go. +4, right? So it got my damage base up a little bit, which is nice. So exactly what we were looking for. All right, so let's take a look now. We have another ruby here, right? So we want to increase burn chance. So if we're looking at shield or armor, the same thing, right? I'm going to take this, drop it in the armor. Now, if we go over here, right, we're looking at our penetrations and our criticals, right? Sorry, critical chance. Here we go. So we have, 10% fire critical chance, which is nice. We obviously have fire penetration, right? And so we're starting to get our fire kind of archetype built out. Obviously, let's get our life here. All right, so you'll see our life is up. Now our flask, as we have 4 instead of 3, it's a bigger size, which is nice. So the capacity has grown. All right, so let's get back over here and start navigating. So we'll get back over here. We'll kind of finish off here, and then we'll go north. I also want to figure out where that gazer was. I think he was somewhere around here that I missed him, where he clapped me pretty hard. All right, let's do it. We're going to go north and get this waypoint real quick. So I probably actually do want to go Shadow Walk, because one of the nice things about Shadow Walk as a movement is that... Oop, nice. Dude, look how much we just burned him real quick now on the criticals. Level 3 ignited super fast. Oop, big boy. He's ignited. That's what we want. Yeah, you can see the ignite as a level 5, just nuked him. So obviously, there are some tuning and thing that obviously these guys are continuing to work on. But I would say that, there are a lot of different types of builds. Cold, I think, definitely needs a little bit of love. Unfortunately, Cold could use a little bit of a buff from what I've seen. But, Fire, on the other hand, is extremely fun. When proc the right way, you can definitely take off. Let's actually see here. What type of armor did we get? Let's see. So it's less armor, lightning resistance, blunt resistance, fire resistance. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. And let's see the shield here. Let's see. 32 enhanced armor, cold resistance, blunt resistance, slashing, cold resistance. Yeah, I'll take this. What's up, Kron? Cold Torque main complaining about fire damage? No, sir. Let's see. Oh, nice. This is right. This was the nice +1 Feast of Crows. Yeah, we'll mark that as a favorite because, again, not sure what we're going to end up doing with that. What's up, Scoop? I did get Reign of the Warlock. I have literally not played a single minute. I'm at 0 minutes on Reign of the Warlock at this point. Life got a little crazy. I've had a lot of videos that I've wanted to make because I've discovered quite a bit from data mining in the files, among other stuff. But yeah, in due time, I will get there. I have a couple of videos that I'm going to try to work on this week with some things that I found and discovered. But then again, I want to get my hands on the actual game itself. Ideally, before season 12, or sorry, season 13 coming on the 20th. So we'll see. But yes, I have started to, you know, pay attention and research everything. I just had a lot going on in real life. I actually had a death in the family. Yeah, that was tough. Really kind of a emotional, jarring week. Oh, Bone Legion, elite. All right, we need our crows. We need our crows. Come on, come on. Here we go, Bodkin. Okay, so we can go to Meandering Creek, or we can also turn. There's a dungeon behind us. Yes, let's go north. So guys, what's nice about Shadow Walk is Shadow Walk will actually deploy your crows. So the next skill we get, I'm definitely going to Shadow Walk for a movement skill, because you can obviously point and it'll splash the crows immediately when you go that direction, which is quite nice. So especially when you're trying to movement skill, or you see a big pack that you want to splash, because the Murder of Crows only have a slight amount of uptime, so you have to deploy them quickly. You probably noticed that they disappeared on me. So that's one of the things and kind of the trade-offs you have to pay attention to. Oh, the Forgotten Mausoleum. Nice. This is a fun dungeon. Let's get this boss first. By the way, guys, they have some really nice graphics that are hidden. Like, if you look at this, pretty neat. Like, look at the skulls here when you actually zoom in. So zoom out, and you kind of zoom in. They did a really nice job with, you know, some of the kind of inner graphics around some of these areas. Just gotta, you know, search the world, hunt for them, discover it for yourself. Ooh. Ooh, I was not paying attention to my life, and I realized it was too late once I jumped on him. I went in there for the slap and quickly realized I had no HP. Alright, back to the Forgotten Mausoleum. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's lightning imbued. Actually, quite nice. So, you know what? I'd like to definitely have the optionality, which is why I might want to fire imbued Bone Storm End. Alright, so you know what? Now come to think of it, I do like the cold, but I think I'd rather... So let's get our fire back, but then we're going to actually put the lightning shield well. Oh, guys, I'm going to show off some of the dye real quick because we actually haven't tested it yet. So if you look at her right up here, let's actually do our armor, right? So there are lots of different dyes, cardinal dyes. This is a cadet dye. This is a monarch dye, right? So you'll notice, right? So I right click, right? And you hover over it. Now watch her armor. It just changed, right? So it just went to brown. And now if you look at my world, right? It's also reflected there. So same thing for the helm, right? We wanted to go kind of all brown. See? So it's a really nice little kind of cosmetic system, and you can kind of see the back of her helmet too. It matches your 3D character and her HUD pretty neat. So there's a little like dye system that they implemented, which is really cool. Big fan. Just to get your custom cosmetics and such. All right, let's get back to Forgotten Mausoleum. Water walking. The insectoid threats. Okay. Might die. Okay. Lots of dies. Here's my boy that got me. You get my vengeance. Alright, let's get into this dungeon in Undercroft here. Alright. Forgotten Undercroft. Let's go. Hoping to get a rare here. Right. Shield, Onyx. Alright, what did we get here on the armor front? Let's see. I get +7 life, shadow, and stun resistance. I do. It's the. Can't. You unfortunately can't take the gem out, which is what you guys are seeing here. Pretty sure. If I remember correctly, you can't. Or if they let you socket it, yeah. You pretty much have to make your choice there. But we'll go with this. Ooh. Oh, I was stunned. Why am I not moving? Ah, I'm stunned. Ugh. Yeah, like I've been saying from the beginning, this game is not the easiest game, and I actually appreciate that. I don't really like games that are cakewalks, so I mean, it's better to put yourself in a challenging situation and kind of just figure out how to reassess, kind of rebuild, re-archetype things. Yeah, the mana regen, like I said, we are still without a mana regen ring, which doesn't help the situation. Definitely a little bit of a pain. But, you know, we're trying to obviously make do with what we got here. Can't get anything popping out of here real quick. Ourselves here. No mana. Orbs around here. Some gems here, and there's roaches. Probably gonna die here. Get some health pots. Get quite a bit though. I love it. They're just standing here at the door, waiting to clap. Let's see, do I have any resource crystals back here? All right, there's a chance I'm gonna get clapped. Oh, we'll get in there for the fight. Speaking of health crystal, literally right fucking there. The health orb is right there. There we go. Nice. Escape there with my life. Wrong staff. All right, we'll get the opals. Oh, there's another ring. What do we got here on the ring? All right, 5 dex and gold fine. So we literally have dexterity and attack and gold fine, but still no mana. I clapped here. It's okay. Source crystal, but we also got a lot of stuff here. So let's see what we got here. Okay, new armor. Ooh, nice. Armor, dex, life, bleed, resistance. I'll take the armor, actually, honestly, right now. Check the belt. Oh, nice. Extra health orbs. Yes, we need that right now. Chance of extra health orbs. I'll gladly take that. Ooh, casting speed. Not going bleed, so we don't care about that. Let's see. Seen yet. It's flashing here. Obviously, we'll put in our socketables, but we don't have much of a socketable front right now. So. All right, we're going to get clapped here, but that's fine. We're going to go go to the next room, rather, and... Oop. Attention. Oh, nice resource. Saving me. And we're dead. All right. All right, let's get our man. Source crystal here. Get back at it. Yeah, the Feast of Crows is definitely nice, but it's kind of like a high-risk, high-reward kit because you do need to get close, right? So you're not really creating much distance there, right? Like you're pretty much having to get in close quarter combat with Feast of Crows. Obviously, when you get Shadow Walk, like I talked about, right, you do have the ability from a movement skill to leverage it, but it's not something that we obviously have yet. So something safe to pay attention with your general movement. Ah, nice. There we go. Hopefully, if that's Shadow Walk right there, then we're getting it right now. Nope, it's an option point. Okay, yeah. So see, again, this kind of increases our size. You have knockback here. So knockback is definitely nice because, like I said, it will create some AoE. Echo is definitely nice as well. I haven't tried Echo, actually, with the rune because this is more kind of blood versus bone. So I might want to try the Echo and actually see what it does. Again, the vicious fire crows is nice, but 2 to 3%. It's marginal. So yeah, let's go to Echo here so we can show this off. Let's see if it actually does bounce. So it's essentially kind of like a turret. So as you're supposed to fire Bone Storm, right, these will kind of bounce around. But let's see if it works momentarily when we get a pack. When you're using blood, the rune as opposed to Bone Storm. Here, let's see. Is it bouncing? Oh, nice, it is. Oh, that's sick. Okay, that's really nice. Yeah, okay. I'm glad we went at a point there. Because you're obviously getting a lot of wall bounce there, which is convenient. In case you're wondering, there are lava walking boots, by the way, guys. It's not just water walking and feather falling. There actually are lava walking boots, which is neat. So, you know, depending upon, again, where you're kind of traversing yourself, you definitely have the ability to water walking. Oh, man, that's wicked. I'm glad we put in that point there. Definitely creating some additional damage. All right, we got to get in our allocations and as well. White roaches. Rip roaches. All right. Let's clear this out. Put in our allocations. All right, so because we're still going, like I said, fire, we're going to keep pumping up the criticals here. So, get ourselves back to towns. Oh, the Disgraced Paladin. Here he is. Whew. Yeah, he hits hard. Got a very big Hack and slash. Gotta try to get our crows here. Yeah, oh, there's the mana. There, this is what I'm looking for. So we need life back. Sec. Flask. The last one, though. Yeah, we need to ignite him if possible. There we go. Ooh. Nice. Whew. Just took him down there. Got lucky. All right, so we saw Charroot in the lava tunnels. This is the Disgraced Paladin in the Undercroft. So let's see what we got. This is Shadow. Ooh, Shadow damage and 2 to Bone Storm. It's actually nice. I actually really do like Shadow damage too, but again, trying to build fire on this character. So crazy here, but let's see what this does. Holy God. +2 to Cliff Lunge, +2 to Spinebreaker, 1 to Shadow Walk. Nice. And no, guys, the +1 to Shadow Walk doesn't give you the skill. It's not like an O skill in Diablo. You actually have to implicitly have a hard ally skill. So it's not just going to magically add it to you. But we are very full right now, guys. So we definitely need to actually get back to town. Now, while there are, like I said, there are hidden rooms here, I think for the sake of our inventory, I'm going to get back to Lum real quick so we can sell. Get some gold, check the shop, get some mats. So no legendaries so far, guys. We've only been seeing rares. We haven't had our first legendary drop, but not sure we're going to have too many again because I'm getting off in the next hour. So we're going to see to push as long as we can. Like I said, I do want to show off a couple other things before I go. Maybe I'll show you some of the world editing and building momentarily. I just wanted to show some of the fun parts of the game that are going to come with the modding, but I will be streaming again this week, though this is not my only stream here. You know what? Okay, there's the green word. So yeah, we're fine. We'll come back to the town for. Okay, we definitely have a lot of mats to sell here. Yeah. All right, so hold on. So we're gonna favorite the dyes, all the gems here. Don't want to sell those right now. We want to make sure. Let's see, is there anything else here that I did not want to sell by accident? Actually, okay at this point. Oh, it's a +1. All right, guys, we're gonna sell all. Boom, get our gold up. Rotate. Okay, let's restock. All right. This is a spine breaker. Obviously, I don't care about spine breaker. We're not playing that right now. Holy God. Look at this glove, guys. Increase your cast speed. A lot of bleed and shock chances. So this is the type of glove you would absolutely want if this was fire, right? You have your multiple ailment chances and duration. Obviously, bleed and shock isn't bad, but it's not really the direction we're going. Yeah, so unfortunately, you can only restock once, guys. So you usually have to play a little bit before you can go back to Lum and get the restock. So if we look back here, we still don't really have any socketables, unfortunately. So there's not much we can do here with the hearts or other elements. So we're going to keep this going here. But all right, let's get back over now to the green word, right? We're going to kind of keep cursing here. Obviously, we do need to come up here as well to this area, but we're going to kind of keep opening this up. All right, let's go. North Creek. Oh, God. Oh, it's the gazer that was hitting me. Dude. You guys are annoying. Get to the Arkstone here. we also haven't found the Gloom Parasite yet, which drops a lot of OG gear from my testing and experience, so we definitely want to try to find the Gloom as fast as possible, too. What did I get ignited with? Whoa! Okay. Gold champion. Okay. I didn't see that ignite coming. Alright, we got our next dungeon. Ah, the flooded quarry. This is where we're going to face Blubberjaw. Oh man, we got rares and elites down there if you guys could see. Oh, after I feel I got shocked. All right. Post-mortem rip. Hey, what's up, man? Oh, Ashford. Well, sorry you're still not feeling well. Let's see, ring. Vitality and magic fine, but I will take that over this. So attack and dex. Get the vitality up. So we'll take vitality and magic find over that. Let's see. Chill. Boots, lightning resistance. Yeah. Ashford is charged lunge. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. Well, ooh, God, level 7 champion, guys. Nice. SP right there. Yes, you still need mana, Shadow. And I have nothing, and I've had nothing this entire 2-hour stream, so it's been painful. Nothing in Lum's shop. I've only dropped 3 rings so far. And, yeah, very, very mana-starved, yes. But, you know, like, I kind of look at it as it's part of the process, man. Like, you know, it's part of what you're playing for. And when you finally get that ring, it's a nice achievement, so I don't really mind, like, you know, not necessarily having that issue. As in, I think it's okay to have the issue is what I'm getting at. It sucks, but it is what it is. Like, that's part of the game. Like, you know, and I know that I gave some suggestions to Peter, right, around, like, how they could add things to the flask, for example. So when you're samming the flasks, right, part of the buff can actually be mana. So I need to get my lightning resistance up, man. I got nothing. Hurts so bad. I mean, if we look at my... Pretty sure I have, like... nothing. If we go to my lightning... Yeah, I got nothing. I quite literally have nothing. So, yeah, lightning hurts from these... the insectoids, the gazers, the roaches. Why I'm getting hit so hard is I have no resistances. I don't really have any good socketables right now, unfortunately, as you guys can see in my gear. Somewhat limited in terms of how I can survivability right now. Until I get the right bases, right gear types. Oh, bit of a FPS drop there. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, it's not letting me get the crystal. What the... God, dude. Trying to hit the crystal. The fuck, man? It's like right here. I was like, give me the crystal, bro. Give me the resource crystal. Oh, there he is. Blubber drop. And there's a ring. Oh, God. One fucking tapped me. I didn't see where my life was at on that bite, but he just bit me dead on. My God. I'd have to go back and clip that and see what my HP was at, but he just demolished me. Supersized blubberjaw. Yeah, like I said, this is the high risk, high reward kind of kit of the witch. You know, when you have ignite builds and you have Feast of Crows, you have to get into the kill box. You got to get close to amass your crows. You got to get a chance to ignite. And we're not, you know, obviously we have the channeling kind of creating distance skill of Bone Storm, but beyond that, you got to get pretty close. And so she's not like your full elemental. You know, she's much more of a kind of hack and slash fight or flight kind of, you know, situation. Oh my God, dude, he's okay. So when I fought him the first time, I feel like I did not take that much damage from him. So I'm taking way more damage on that bite. I fought him with ease multiple times. Like, I mean, I don't want to say it was easy, but I'm pretty sure I never died once to Blubberjaw. I've just died twice in a matter of seconds getting close. Obviously, we backed him down, but he's biting quite hard. Yeah. All right, Blubberjaw, I'm coming. Ooh. All right. So, guys, we got a unique heart, by the way. So, in case you're wondering what this is, so I've mentioned that there are unique hearts. So, here's an example, right? So, again, these can only go in a gold ring socket. So, see this right here? There's a gold ring. only gold unique hearts can go in the gold ring socket. So you can see here, right? It adds nice weapon damage. Dude, look at the hat and the gloves. 20 to 30% to all critical chances. Obviously, in armor, you get life. You get resistances in the boots and the glove. You get movement, speed, attack speed. Yo, what's up, Odie? Yeah, it's free, man. It is absolutely free. So there it is. I'm going to drop the link there, guys. You can go get it right now. The game is free. It went live today. The Kickstarter is also up. So sorry to drop the links here, but I want everybody to have access to them. So if you want to try out the demo, you like it, feel free to support them on the Kickstarter. There are obviously tiers and rewards on the Kickstarter. Again, it's not required, though. You don't have to kickstart and donate to get a Steam key. Go over to the Steam page demo. Feel free to check it out. But yep, it is completely good to go. And anyways, let's see the ring. Wait, didn't I get another ring? Oh, I didn't pick it up yet. There was a ring back. So let's actually go get it. Yep, here it is. So let's check out that ring. Here. All of the treasure room here. All right, so we faced 3 of the dungeon bosses so far. We had Char Roots in the lava tunnels. We faced the Disgraced Paladin in the Undercroft. And now we have faced Blubberjaw here in the Flooded Quarry. So we have a couple more to go here. I don't know, dude. I haven't checked streaming. So if that's what you see, then I would imagine yes. All right. Check out the ring. Ah, +4 mana, but not mana regen. I'm good. Not with that, unfortunately. All right, guys. So even though these runes we're not going to use, let's just get some tattoos here. So let's get the other leg. Okay. Where'd that just go? Here's the leg. Nice. So now we get the leg. And also, we're not going to end up using the Deb rune because we're not going for it. So let's get the... Like, where'd that rune go? Oh, the forehead. Okay, there. I like that. Zoom in. Nice. Now we got our tats. Get our ink. Yeah, I don't really like the... We're going to mess with some of the dice. We still need to get an Ami, guys. We haven't found an Ami yet, at least. But oh, how's the rare belt? Let's see. Okay, I do have lightning resistance, though, on this one, which is definitely something I need. It does drop my 30% health orbs, but I do need shock resistance, honestly, for survivability purposes. So, oh, speaking of, but there. Oh, nice. We do have a bigger ruby now. It's nice. So we want to get this in there for our burn chance into helm or gloves if possible, but have those spots. For now, we're going to have to still wait. All right, let's keep getting out of here, guys. So we got about an hour left in this stream, guys. So I still have a lot that I obviously want to show you guys. So real quick, which is cool, one of the things you're going to see, guys, in part of the world editing is this. So if you click this, right, you can see here that you have things called stones. So you actually pick up stones throughout the world. And then as you build, you can build. Which is insanely cool. So you see what I just did? I basically just built this up. So if you're kind of in the world and you need to get away for survivability purposes, you want to build something to actually get in. This is part of the whole modding process. Right now, it's just build and demolish with the stones. But one thing I'm going to show you is there is actually editor features where you can do more around the world. So I will actually show that off, which is... Yo, Asiri, what's good? Download and enjoy. Please do. Please do. This is a... pre-alpha demo, very early game from the Ex-Diablo developers, Phil Shank, Peter Hugh, and Eric Schaefer. It's a really fun next-gen ARPG. I think it's doing a lot unique and different in the ARPG universe. So they're just trying to kind of break from the kind of mold, if you will. And now there's some other hidden treasure rooms here. So let's see if we can't get up here, guys. Behind here. Let's see if we can. Break it one more time. There we go. So there are hidden treasure rooms like I was talking about, which is quite nice. So, you know, can obviously get some nice additional loot from these. So, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time in here, like I said, because we have limited time on today's stream. I got to get back to the kiddos. But, oop, looks like we actually, there's a chest up here. Let's go check it out. There's the big hidden treasure room I was looking for. Let's see what do we got in the chest. I'm hoping for my first legendary item. We have not had one yet on the stream. Let's get back out here. Yeah, the one thing I wish they would do on this is I did like about Diablo 4 that when the dungeon was done, you could just exit the dungeon. You had a hotkey to do that versus having to backtrack. So I will say that would be something I would probably definitely want to see here. Be a very guys, I talked about the gloom. We can see it here, the gloom parasite. Gloom drops a lot of GG items. So you can see up here, it must be right here because you can see the eerie purple mist. So we're now about to enter the gloom, which can be quite damaging. They have absolutely tuned it back up. So I got to be careful, but let's get this waypoint up here, and then we're going to head over back to the gloom. Yeah, or a secondary exit. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a hotkey, but I feel like there needs to be something at this point because, yeah, I don't like having to honestly run back at this point. Ooh, nice. Amy. Come on. I'll take the magic find, I suppose. All right, guys, we're going to get back here. Let's just go sell to Lum, and then we are going to... So, guys, we still have a lot of the world to discover. We obviously got to go back here and still hit the Veil, the old ones, unleash the Necropolis, which we will do quite soon. All right. Hello, witch. All right, hold on, guys. Yeah, let's make sure we don't sell a lot of our things here. So I'm just trying to kind of cover everything up that we don't want to sell, just in case. Okay. All right, so let's restock here. Damn, I was... No rings. Hoping for some better rings. All right, what's the shield here? Blunt battle resistance. Ooh, okay. Hold penetration. That's too bad, though, because I want the burn chance from the ruby. There is no socket, but I do like the 2 max crows and flock, but I don't think I'm willing to spend 2k on that right now, honestly. Just feels like it's not enough. Damn, okay. We still just... Damn, we just don't have socket gear. Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. It's the belt. Oh, no, there is a socket. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to put into the belt? I don't really... I'm going to waste the blubber jaw on that, but obviously because going... There, but that's magic arm. Oop, 12 plus armor and... Odd opal is not... armor plus vitality. Jade. Dexterity. And, yeah, I'm probably going to go 7 armor, 12 life. What vitality is going to give me, obviously, I need more life, even though that critical's fine. Oh. Darkstone, life. All right, guys, real quick, I'm going to see if we do this real quick. So, all right, guys, you ready for this? I'm going to show you guys something really cool. So part of the world editing, right, is, and you can do this, by the way, in the demo, okay? So you'll notice that I activated the world editing features, and now I have this world editor here. So there are literally, you can build your world in any way you see fit. So look at this, guys. So, sorry, isn't there? Find it. Yep. So for example, right, I'm going to get out of world editor, and now I have this at the home. And there are multiple things you can do here. I'm not going to kind of go crazy with the building, but you know, you can build your campfires, you can kind of build, multiple statues, which are neat. And again, you really can make your home base your own. You can build up, you can build temples, you can build water. If we kind of go back here, which is really neat, a lot of like the fluid editing. There's acid, there's lava, there's water. So you can literally build your own little water pool inside of here. There's so much customization you can do here. I was really playing with it. Leaf 42, a great community member, he was also doing a ton and playing with things, but you can see like, you know, like green crystals. Yeah. So anyways, pretty cool. Wanted to just show off this briefly, but the world editor is quite awesome. Yeah, it's very advanced. So like you can literally build, that's what I'm saying, like your shard, if you make a public shard or a private shard and you eventually bring people into your shard, you have the ability to co-build as a guild, as a clan. There's so much cool stuff that you can do with this. So yeah, I just wanted to briefly show it off. It's pretty wicked. All right, guys. So let's see here. So we're going to go back here now, go fight the Gloom Parasite. Let's go traverse the eerie purple mist here. The Gloom can drop some really GG gear. If I remember correctly, he's a level 7, so he's going to be a little spicy. And the Gloom does hit harder than in the past. They definitely tuned it. A little bit higher. It's Gazers, man. The Gazers also hit way harder than they used to. And again, I have no lightning resistance or limited lightning resistance, so that does not help my situation. All right, let's just clear this out here. All right, here we go. Let's go find the parasite. And in lava, too. Go. Hey, there's the parasite. Nice. All right, so we got to get out of here now because this is going to start to very much hurt. You can see this kind of getting around you. So you got to kind of fight your way out of the purple mist because it will clap you. It does hurt. Does hurt quite a bit. Choose to stay in there and stay out. All right, so we'll go show off the heart that we just got. All right, safe here. Okay, we did get a ring as well. Ah, mana regen. Let's go. Yes, it's 1, but we finally got mana regen. I'd rather take, honestly, the vitality. So let's take the dex off. Nice 3-socket weapon, which would be nice. It's the helmet. Ooh, interesting. +3 max crows in flock, but minus crow flock radius. I get blunt resistance, but then in this one I lose my... Oh, no, there is a socket. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to keep this one on. I mean, minus 50% croc flow radius. It's not as big, but I get +3 max flock. I'm going to try that out. It's favorite, so we don't lose it. We don't need lead. Here's the heart, guys. So here's the Gloom Parasite. It's more of a Shadow Scourge based one, so not nearly as powerful as the Blubberjaw. But like I said, if you're going the Scourge Shadow route, especially for your weapon, that can still be quite powerful. All right, let's get our Ruby. I'll go with this one. Okay, as I socketed. Yep. All right. So we've now got the Gloom Parasite. Let's go north. All right, guys, if you look at our XP down here, we are getting really close to level 6, which if we're going to get Shadow Walk, like I said, that's where I'm going next if we get the skill point, because you can deploy the crows as a splash effect. It's nice. All right. Oh, God. We completely just nuked that side of the mountain. Nice. Yeah, crows are fun. I have only, you know, the 1 point into murder of crows, which is 2%. The next is 3%. You can see here what I have, right? So I put 1 into echo. Oh, sorry, one second. Nice. Level 6. Let's go. All right, guys. So now we're going to get Shadow Walk, okay? So as much as I do like Bloodlash and these skills, we're going to go Shadow Walk. The Shadow Walk is nice, like I said, because essentially what that's going to do is that it's a movement mechanic. So it's a teleportation skill. So watch, right? And when you land, it splashes Scourge, which gives you kind of an amp damage-like effect. And because you're splashing with the Scourge ailment, and then if you have Murder of Crows, bang, they splash down with you. So it's a neat little effect. So it's definitely something I want to try. Ooh, let's see. Oh, that's better armor. You know what? I'll take it, because you know what? I get 12% armor and 1% less movement speed. That's worth it to me. I would much rather take speed overall. Yeah, the crows are fun, man. Definitely a lot of fun. All right, so we're still going fire here, guys. So again, I really... The strength attack, by the way, doesn't increase your overall damage. It's more of like an armor pierce to the enemy pierce. So that definitely is helpful. But like I said, because we're really trying to max out our fire criticals here... but to be fair, you know, it does help me resist blunt and lightning. This is, you know, fire criticals and vitality, you know, resisting slashing and cold criticals. So, but because I'm not really going the shadow tree right now, you know, I could go over to strength, like I said, because it will help me with my blunt. So maybe I will actually go in there because, but yeah, which thing had 17 to strength? Oh, it's my flask, right? So when I consume it, I get plus 17 to strength, which is nice as a consumable. So it's kind of like a, let's see, 15-second buff. I'm going to go into strength, actually. Just kind of help with just a little bit on the hit. All right, so let's see. Where do we want to go next, guys? All right, so we got to go all the way north here. Okay, trucking through. So I'm level 6 right now, guys. You can go to level 8 in this playtest. So, you know, I have a little bit to go, but, you know, I'm obviously closing in a little bit here in terms of the max cap. All right, here comes nighttime. I haven't fought Rockhide Billy yet, and I haven't run into the Gloom, or not, sorry, the Gazer new elite yet. Sure, we're going to see these guys pretty soon. So my crow radius is down, but my max crows is increased. The helmet, which is nice. But we're getting full again, guys. Let's check out the gloves. Flashing penetration, stun chance. So that's all stun based. I know I wanted fire penetration, honestly, but I do like a lot of these other options. I do like that I'm getting the resistance on there too. So honestly, even though I want the fire penetration, we're going to stick with what we got right here. Doc, I don't really care about all these. All right, we need to get the next waypoint, guys, real quick over here. Oh, we traverse up here. Got to drop stuff. That's fine. Waypoint coming up. Yeah, Shadow Walk is awesome, especially with crows. We're getting in a groove now. Oh, there he is. Goke the intruder. Oh, see, I have no lightning. I have no lightning resistance, and he just deleted me in one hit. Goke the intruder is no joke. He's a level 7, and I have no lightning resistance, so we might have to respec our gear a little bit here and actually think through this first. All right, so where was Goke? Where were we just now? Okay, so Goke was like right up here somewhere, and I should have got the waypoint right there, come to think of it. All right, but at least I know where I'm going back. So we'll go get Goke the intruder. Fortunately, we're gonna need some serious these ducks real quick. Oh man, there's no restock. Come on. All right, there is no restock. Now it's interesting because here's obviously a belt with a gold socket, which means that I would be able to put one of these in. Where's Gloom Parasite? Basically Dex and speed. Care about that honestly right now. So yeah, we're just gonna have to brave honestly going after the Gazer, Goke the intruder, and hope that I can, you know, do enough initial damage on him. But yeah, we have no lightning resistance, so we're probably going to get clapped to the Shadow Realm once again. That's okay. I'm going to go get the waypoint next to it first before I go back to him. So let's go get the waypoint up in the corner. So as we die and iterate, I'm back. Goke's a nice little addition. He was not in the August 2020 playtest. So again, it was, you know, I appreciated that they added some new undercrofts. They obviously added in some new elites. It was a nice touch. Oh, got an elite here, speaking of. Oh, nice. Here's the waypoint. There we go. All right, let's get back to Goke. Source crystal here, though, first. Obviously, it's nice to have mana regen, but it's still pretty low, all things considered. But, obviously, mana regen is better than no mana regen, so I'll take it. Find Goke here. Hopefully proc murder of crows. Get kind of close to him. Okay, so where were we? Kind of right over here. Okay, so we got to keep traversing through. We're gonna run into. God. Yeah, that lack. Man, that shock damage is still. We got to try to get Murder of Crows here to proc here if I can get it from a random. And then if that allows me to do that, then we can come in real quick and try to, you know. Oh, wait, there's two of them? What the? Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that's a level 6 Goke? Oh, oh god. Wait, is that real? There's supposed to be two of them? I don't remember that from my quick play test. There's a 6 Goke the Intruder, and there's a 7 Goke the Intruder. I'm at my end of my stream. 2 hours and 13 minutes. Okay, I gotta timestamp that. Shadow, can somebody timestamp this for me? I just want to... I don't know if this is a bug or not. Maybe there is supposed to be 2. I just don't remember running into 2. It could just be randomly how the world generated. But that is intense. Now I don't even see him. Wait. Wait, hold on a second. Where did he go? Am I crazy? I feel like he was literally... Hold on. Delete. Yeah, that is very weird because I feel like I had him. There was 2 of them, as you saw. Because there was a level 6 Skoke the Intruder, and there was a level 7, and the one I ran into originally was level 7, but I had never seen both at the same time, let alone a level 6. So that was weird to me. Not getting any here. Got to get to higher monster ground. Hey, Fatherson, what's good, brother? Welcome in. Yeah, where was Goke? I swear he was here. They still got to be here. There's no way they just randomly disappeared. Really weird. But I feel like he was right here. Definitely not seeing him. Hold on. So I'll take the amulet. Where? He's like right up here, wasn't he? Maybe he went somewhere else in the world and they honestly teleported, but I had... Oh, bat rune. I haven't run into that before. I feel like I faced him head on. But... Yeah, he's gone, dude. He's 100% gone. They were basically both of them right here. Yeah, all good, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you got a little bit of a feel and taste for it. Obviously, get your hands on. But, yeah, man. Happy Darkhaven week. Enjoy the public demo, brother. And thanks for, I remember earlier in the stream, you said you already pledged and donated, man. I'm sure the devs appreciate that, man. So thank you for thinking of them and giving the demo a try, man. Yep. I'm pretty sure that Gok is gone or he's moved because I was pretty much in this general... pretty much in this general area here. I don't see him any... Step back here. Yeah, I was like fighting him pretty much like right around here. Yeah, I feel like there wasn't supposed to be a duplicate, and I remembered him being level 7. So I'm wondering if because there was 2 of them, a 7 and a 6, that somehow bugged, generated duplicates in 2 of them. Don't think it's supposed to. I will... I'll drop that in the demo bug feedback, because I see that being... All right, guys, given that we only have about 30 minutes left, we'll probably actually go spawn the necropolis so you guys can get a feel for it. There are still a couple dungeons that I wanted to hit, but maybe we can do that actually quick before I spawn the necropolis. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, so we still got to go north. Pretty much done everything over this way. Already hit the... Yeah, so let's see. So we're going to go back to the green ward here. Yep. Let's go north. Yep. All right, let's keep pushing past the charred fissure. Already done the dungeon. A little bit of treasure here. Check out the deck. Level 2, so this is definitely going to be a level 2 dungeon area. Oh yeah, abandoned homestead. Like going. Dungeons. So this is where you're gonna fight the Council of Five. So, socking in those. Yeah, so the Council of Five, think of those again as like Lord Desace and Chaos Sanctuary. Fun little fight. Rip Roach. All right, they're in here, guys. So 5 is going to be in here. They usually are, if I'm not mistaken. It's not this one. This is just a treasure. I thought they were going to spawn in. Next one. Oh, we're full here. Let's take a look at a couple things here. Let's see here. The weapon shadow damage is nice. Belt. Care about those boots. Ooh, the Ami. +4 magic. Swap that. Check out the belt. +1 gem find isn't there. It's fire. It's to crows, but it's in everything. Yeah, you know, we're not really... Bloodlash, again, we don't need Bat Rune, but we'll go do it for the sake of putting one on her back. Let's do that. Oh, I forgot we got another one. Another Deb Rune. What else do we want to do? Tattoos. Let's do... Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, you can see the tattoos, which is really neat. And obviously you can like obviously unclose, you can kind of get a sense of what it looks like in the world. And you can see it like now her stomach, belly, her back. Everybody's got them, which is pretty neat. Definitely a nice touch that they added in there. Ooh, what's the dye? Let's try this one. Ooh, the black. Ooh, yeah, that's sick. I like that dye. Queen of the Night. The short shield. Oh yeah, that's sick. Ooh. Yeah, that's cool. The dye system is really cool. All right, let's pick up shield, the gloves, some more over here. Okay, how are the gloves? Nope. Shield's probably not going to be much better, but we'll check. Low on Hellforge. Oh, IO on Hellforge. Oh, you got low. I was reading it real quick. I was like, ooh, this does give me my lightning resistance, though, guys. I know we just used the die, but we know how bad my lightning resistance was, so I'm actually completely okay with this. I will gladly take the lightning. Here they are. Full 5 heart. Ring. All right, how's the ring here, guys? How's the ring? Ooh, faster swim speed. But I have water walk boots, but we'll do that in case I ever take those off. How are the boots? Ooh, water walking. I get armor, dex, but I lose the movement speed. I'll those, but I'm gonna keep the movement speed boots. I like the armor, but I want the resist. Oh man, this gives me such good tri-resistance, cold shadow, and slasting. All 4, sorry. 4 resistances, but not lightning. Oh man, I'm taking this one though, man. I'm taking the all-res shield sub lightning. I know that's painful for me, but I mean, I feel like at that point, you know, getting 4 all-res now. You know, my lightning is still 0. No, it's not hardcore. I've died multiple times, Fatherson. They don't have hardcore mode in the in the Steam demo. The game is definitely a little tuned, and here's a Council of 5, by the way, guys, so you can see. You know, it's definitely a little tough, so I would say that, you know, for those that, you know, come into this game head on for the first time, you're going to definitely get used to a couple things, and so I think, you know, people would die too frequently. So I feel like they purposely didn't put a hardcore mode in it. There is public shards, which I haven't shown yet. This stream was more about just showing you guys kind of the base game again and kind of some of the changes that they've made. But there are, I showed at the beginning of the stream, some of the world building. There are public shards. People are playing together right now. Co-op is kind of experimental. So I would say the performance on the co-op worlds have been pretty good from my testing. But, you know, it still does require, you know, some level of work. So yeah, but when you go into obviously I'm offline right now in terms of a single player game in that sense, so I wouldn't be able to take my, you know, single player and then go into a public shard. So if I do play later publicly, I would probably go with a different build just to show off things, you know, differently. Ugh. Trying to find where I am on the damn map, and I'm getting swarmed by roaches. I don't have a lot of time left, guys. I pretty much have 20 minutes. I told my wife I was going to be off by 11:30 because I got to go biking and stuff with the kids on the day off. So, all right. So here we are, guys. Let's take a look at a couple things as we only have 20 minutes left. I want to make sure that I can go get, even though we have some stuff over here, I still want to experience. Let's go make sure we hit the Veil. Get the Curse of the Night Shadow going here. So we do that. Let's go to Lum real quick. Sell. Okay, so just make sure to all real quick. Ooh, nice. The big boys. The big vials. Unfortunately, these are static. That one's 180, which is nice, but we're not. All right, let's see what's on the boots here. Stamina. Water walking. Good thing on the weapons. Bleed. Shadow walk and bloodlash. Fire. Armor. Whack whack. Yep, nothing really there that we care about, unfortunately. But now that I think about it, honestly, stash real quick so I can open things up. And I got 21k too, and there's just not enough here that I lock radius, vitality. I mean, to be fair, I could buy this for shield and I could actually increase my resistances that way, but obviously I already have oh, never mind, these are gloves. Oh, interesting. Oh, you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, because I don't really care about stun. Oh, there we go. Okay, boom. All right, so I'm buying these gloves. That's a good call. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace these gloves out now. Okay, I am going to sell these because now when we go after here and how we want to build around our gloves, right, So again, in the gloves, right, Council of 5, you'll get +1 to 2 Bone Storm or +1 to Shadow Walk. Now I have both of those, right? So oh sorry, never mind. I forgot. There are no unique sockets on that one. It's overreacting in excitement. Yeah, we need a gold socket there. Okay, I'll probably just go with my flashing penetration, art. Oh, never mind. I was hoping that I could kind of stack my gloves up a little bit, so maybe mistake there. These are all about shock chances. Yeah, I forgot you're not going to get resistance in the gloves. All right, well, I actually made a mistake, but that's fine. Keep those just in case. I'll go back here because I back. Where were those now? It's okay. Back. Okay, let's go hit the altar. Get the puzzle box. Unleash the curse of the Night Shadow. Final time that we have remaining here. We're going back to the Veil of the Old Ones now. All right, there's Mirakami's puzzle box. Open it. This is basically, like I said, an option point. So think of this as like the Herodric cube. There are like known recipes, some stuff that there's no like in-game codex. Oh, here you go. Necropolis is coming. So we got to be careful. See, the purple mist is starting to spread. You're going to see new world generation here. And this is called the Necropolis. And so this is kind of the end game replayability kind of mechanic that's coming. Okay, and then we did get an option point. So now that I think about this, extend the area. This is kind of amped for 4 seconds, which is nice. Or you could increase the chance of crows, honestly. But I think I'd probably rather have the amp-like effect when the Curse of the Night Shadow opens up. And we're not that geared right now, so Necropolis is definitely going to hit a little bit. I think it's starting to spread here. So let's see if we have any generation yet. I think it has to spread a little bit more before we see more from it. But I wanted to hit it before we get off stream, so again, we can kind of show off the Necropolis a bit. But for now, let's go back here. We'll keep hunting a little bit, and then as it starts spreading, we'll head back. But here, you know what? We need some better XP areas. Let me go back over here and see if maybe Goku came back. Again, he was over here fighting. Generated. Maybe I just had to leave. Far, no dice. Nice. Tome. +1 strength. I'll take it. So you saw the 1 next to it. You can get like a 2 or a 3. So that was like +1 strength. So obviously if you get a 2 or a 3, those can increase in their numbers. Yeah, I don't like that the flock radius is tied down with this helmet, but I did like the helmet overall, so kind of an opportunity cost trade-off, if you will. Not the highest area level here, but just trying to show off more. See what else we can't spawn. We haven't run into Rockhide Billy yet. We'll see him. The world mini elites. Usually a level 2 or level 3, so won't be overly threatening if we find him. Oh, right. I gotta go speak with Lum in order to get the Night Shadow going. We haven't run into old Granddad yet. He's probably up here. Let's go speak to Lum. I forgot we got to speak to Lum.
Hello there.
I still can't stock.
Deal well struck.
All right, Necropolis is starting to spread. He is over there, but 5 dungeons. There is a level 7 new one inside of the Necropolis that I experienced as well. Yo, Nishi, what's good, man? Yeah, I got to get off pretty soon at the tail end of the stream here, but we just unleashed the Curse of the Night Shadow, just showing off a couple things here. Quick stream this morning. Normally I'd be working, but our offices were closed today for holiday. Kids didn't have school today, so it worked out. Oh yeah, this is complete random world generation, 100%. Like all, and this is my private shard. I'm not playing online, but I was also showing some of the building, dude. Like you can kind of build, and then I also showed really quickly the world editing stuff, dude. So look at this. You can do world editing. So here's my shard up here of light. Let's do what. Like, you can basically make so much random stuff, dude. If I want to make, like, a campfire... Hold on, let me go to the ground real quick and get out of here. Oop. So, yeah, if we, like, go over here, like a random portal. If I want to make a fucking campfire, dude, you can also make, like, here. Let me try to make a little water pool real quick. So let me... won't let me terraform here, because it's not... But I could basically make water right here if I really wanted to. I could basically make lava... like terrain editing, right? If I say I want to have like Necropolis style dirt, right? And this is part of like the group modding and collaboration, the guilds, the clans, like the things you're going to be able to build in your own custom shard, because you're eventually going to be the overseer of that world. And you're going to be able to invite people, and you can kind of co-build, do all this cool stuff, man. So I'm just showing this off obviously really quick. It's not even remotely doing it justice. I might even just do a world editing stream in general. But yeah, so basically, if you don't turn on the debug, basically, to get to world editing, you do have these things called stones now. And that's for like your, you know, hey, you know, I want to build like, or you're in a fight real quick, right? And you need to get up high, you're going to die, right? you want to edit in the world, this is the Minecraft, obviously, nature of it as well, which is pretty slick. So there's a lot of practical kind of applications for what you can do. But obviously, I'm just, you know, showing this off quite quickly right now and how you can use the terrain. Like, the terrain's a weapon in a way, right? Like, how you would choose to use it very quickly. So... Alright, how are the rings? 7 life. Ah, another faster swim speed. Alright, Necropolis is starting to spread here, guys. So I feel like we can probably go fight up there. Get back there. Let's go fight a little bit, see if we can't get some Necropolis generating.
Hello, Rich.
Still can't restock.
Feel well.
Thanks, Lum. So which way do I gotta go here? You can see up here, Nishi, what I did. I put this crystal. I put these guys here. I put this guy up here. And if you're like building your own fort, basically, you can do. Here, let me show you one other cool thing. I was like fucking around with the other day. Where's like the stakes? Not wood. Sing around. It's the tile. Liquid. Not stakes. Like wooden stakes. Like aren't what are they called? What you would kind of put in a fort. They took them out. Oh, interesting. I'm looking at the place. I definitely saw them before. Here prior. Yeah, it's good scaffolding. Oh yeah, the bird spikes, dude, are really funny. I was messing with these before. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of build a fort around here, which is pretty neat, right? And there's a lot that you can build. I was like trying to... A lot of people were spending a lot of time in the world editing from their testing just to have a little bit of fun. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I was going over to the wrong thing. I have to look at the... This is what I... So you can do your own campfire. Type of shit that I... Dude, you got like a prison cell, dude. Anyways. You get the point. A lot of fun you can do with it, dude. There's so much fun in the world creation. All right, let's get up to the Necropolis. Whew. Here we go. We're coming in. World's going to start to generate. Monsters are going to get much harder. So for those that saw this before, you can see this is not dropping my frames like it used to historically. They really did a great job on performance. All right, so we're in the Necropolis now, guys. Here come the Lightning Mages. You'll see, obviously, everybody is my level. Obviously, much tougher fights, but also much better XP is what we need. Oh, no mana.
No mana. Fuck.
Oh, I'm dead. No mana. Oh, God. Yep. Yep, so this is the Necropolis. This is kind of the end game mechanic, guys. So, like, once you start to spawn it, like, that's why I always say, like, don't spawn it too early because you have to be prepared for what you're about to walk in. Like, I would argue, dude, this DPS is nothing. I've pushed, like, 120, 140 damage weapons. Like, we didn't really have the time in these 3 hours to really get an upgrade. So I would say, you know, obviously I'm going to get outgunned and outclassed a little bit in the Necropolis. But, again, this was more about just showing it to you guys. because I got to go in a few minutes. So I want to at least just get the stream in so you guys got a handle for it. Yeah, the murderer crows disappear. I wish it really didn't disappear. There's really short uptime on it. Like, you got to use the murder of crows so fast. And if you don't use it in time, it literally disappears. And so if you have no monsters around, you know, there's not much that you can basically do, sadly. Yeah, see, my damage is not really doing much for all. Some stronger weapons. Could use some legendary items, which I have found none on this 3-hour stream. Hunting around. Oh, God. Getting a handle for it. Oh, God. Had a good time to pop up the Kickstarter message there, guys. Burned. Ah! Legions. Almost at him. All right, let's see these weapons we got, though, because obviously these should be higher level. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, don't care about that armor. Shock resistance. Shock resistance. Chill. Fire. Shadow. Cold. Cold. Okay, those boots do have a gold socket, actually. So we're going to keep this. Movement speed and dash distance, so that's interesting. I'll bleed. Care about any. Sell. So we can restock. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, nice. Good. Mana regen. Yes. Yes. Let's get that in ASAP. Wait. Got it on. And it was plus 22 attack, too. Very nice. All right. This is fire imbued. Bones. Ooh. Oh, shit. Bone Storm and Shadow Walk. Yeah, you know what? I'm buying that because I'm going to say that even though I was technically... This is my main hand, and this was kind of the other. Slower attack speed. See, it's significantly harder. Ooh, okay. I lose my crows, but I get the radius back. It's lightning and shadow penetration. I just don't need. It's interesting. Oh, weird. Looks like YouTube just had a quick stream issue, but it looks like I might be back. How's the stream, guys, over on YouTube and Twitch? It looks like YouTube just had a quick error. I just saw some drop frames, but I think we're still live from what I can see, but let me know. Hopefully YouTube didn't go down. Might have gone. Stream didn't go down. Go back to the boots now, to the hearts, because see, that's dexterity, movement speed. Obviously, the Council 5 gives you mana regen and cast speed on the boots. That's actually pretty cool. Probably going. Oh, stream is back, guys. Okay, looks like we lost you guys for a sec. But yeah, we had some minor drop frames here, but we're back. Sorry, guys. Looks like the stream keeked out for a second, but we're back. So the damage on here is going to be significantly better, obviously. I attack much slower, but +2 Bone Storm, +2 Shadow Walk. What was that? Going to get me a lot stronger there, so let's go back in there, and even though we're going to attack a little bit slower, let's see what we can do. The two-hander. The two-handers are very powerful, but yes, they do obviously attack much slower, but especially for the Necropolis, if you need a really big hit, you know, that's definitely something you're going to want to consider to get your hands on if possible. Where's that pack that I was just fighting? Down here, right? More. See, hitting significantly harder, but attacking significantly slower. Where's the pack that I was fighting? Some elites up here that I had. Close to down. Like they disappeared. Supposed to have been off the stream here, but I'm trying to go for a little bit longer, guys. Yeah, so he's not out yet. Arlathak. Is he trying to fight through the Necropolis right now? Guys, a couple things. But as you can see here, right, it generates, obviously these guys are much harder, much more tuned, but obviously given our level right now and the XP of what we need, you know, this is really where we should be at this point. There's also a level 7 Undercroft or dungeon as well that was added here that I saw during the playtest. So obviously now that things are public and the embargo is lifted, you know, you would start to obviously see more of these things. But I don't know if I'll be streaming later tonight. There's a lot that I'm also trying to do for Reign of the Warlock that I'm a little bit behind on, but yeah, I do think that, you know, I will obviously certainly be playing this more this week, and I'll probably show you guys off more of the online, you know, experience, not just necessarily the single player. But today I just wanted to show you at a baseline just more of the single player experience. So again, Narlathak, like I said, will be here. So once enough of the necropolis comes out, you're going to see him basically spawned. Just haven't had him come out yet. Yep. I gotta go talk to Lum again. There we go. Now he'll come out. All right, now he's gonna come out. Yep, there you go. I was waiting for the Lum quest line to pop up. All right, there he is, guys. So if you look back over here, you can see him. So Narlathak's there. Let's go do one quick fight and get that done with. Even if I get clapped, we'll show him off. You're going to really need our crows against him, that's for sure. We're off. End game boss from the pre-alpha. Again, for a pre-alpha specifically, which is important here, because this is just the replayability of the end game experience, right? But obviously there's a lot still to come here. This is so early on in their development build. Very encouraging and very exciting from what we've seen so far. All right, let's go get Narlathak here, boys. I only have, unfortunately, one flask here, so that's going to hurt. But it is what it is. And he's off. What we really need is to proc Ignite, which would be really nice. Ignite, ignite, yes. Slow. Oh. Oh, God. I only had one flask. There's not much I could do there. And I still have 0 flasks here. Hey, what's up, Niz? I was supposed to be off the stream about 9 minutes ago, so I'm trying to go quick so I could at least get Narlathak down before I jump off. Yeah, he definitely looks better for sure. It's funny, I'm fighting him, guys, with the two-hand weapon. He attacks obviously slower, but you know, I want the DPS here. But we'll go in here with the one hand so we can attack a little bit faster, try and reproc Ignite. All right, he's down. Narlathak heart. Cleared things out. So guys, obviously what I just did is I killed Narlathak early, but you know, if you pop the Altar of the Gods earlier, the Curse of the Night Shadow will spread more. And then you have more to fight, more XP, more drops, like more things you can obviously get. In this case, because my stream was only 3 hours and limited, right? We went this way, but let's see the ring. Ooh, 10 magic, 9 life, life regen, magic, and gold find. Nice. That is a goated ring right there. Okay, let's check the gloves here. So we're whack. Okay, let's check the helm. Nice. Fire, blunt, and cold resistance increase crow radius. That's probably better, just given the resistance. Obviously, here's the Narlathak heart, so we get another Shadow Scourge kind of based input. Yeah, we didn't really get the best weapon, guys. We really capped out at 57 today. Obviously, the two-hand had 62. The +2 Bone Storm, +2 Shadow Walk. Niz, also, by the way, the +2 Bone Storm and +2 Shadow Walk did actually show here, so I'm assuming that it worked, because if I take it off, oh yeah, see, it goes away. 4 and 5, and then you go back and it's back to 7 and 6. So it's I don't know if they fixed it, but you can see it's literally increasing it, because I switched from the loadout, right? It's 7 and it's 6. I switch off and it goes back to 4 and 5. So I think it's finally working. I don't know if the damage is reflecting it. I assume that that's what it's doing. I think it should be reflecting it. Yeah, it's something I noticed, but you know, here you go, ladies and gents, over on YouTube and Twitch. Hope you guys got a good 3-hour enjoyment out of my first public playtest demo. Again, guys, I'm going to drop this over on YouTube and Twitch. Here is the public demo link, guys. You can go over to Steam right now. This pre-alpha is public to everybody. You do not have to donate anything on their Kickstarter to get a Steam key. Here is their kick. If you guys try out the demo, you like what you saw, please feel free to obviously go over there, and if you have any want or willingness to donate to the project, there are obviously some nice little rewards from those donations on Kickstarters. You guys can feel free to do that. But otherwise, you know, joining the Discord, carrying on the conversation, please play it this week. Get a feel for it, guys. I will be back, definitely streaming it at some point this week. I don't know if I'll be back today. We'll see. But, you know, the one thing that I'll show you guys again real quick, I'm going to exit out here just so I can show you guys. So I'm going to exit out of my single player instance. I showed this at the start of the stream, but I want to quickly tease the experimental online component. Right? So I started a character here, right? So I'm going to select my world. So again, you can see all of these different worlds here. These are public facing shards. This is PvP. So if obviously you go in there, you can fight, excuse me, fight each other. Your shard can have up to 20 people in this public demo. Long term, the idea is that there is no cap, according to Peter Hugh, but obviously as a pre-alpha, they are restricting it for purposes. But like, for example, right, if I just come in here, look, there's 9 people in here, right? So if I join this world now, there are 9 other witches running around, right? So now I'm going into a complete public, there you go, right? Here you go. You can see other witches. They're all right here. Here's Esme. You can see the name. If you kind of look around, you can see where they are, right? So they're fighting over here. Now, you can't see their name right now. This is something that, again, they're probably going to... Oop, oh, my God. Somebody dragged them over. Oh, my God. They're just wiping everybody out. And I'm level 1. So there's nothing I can do here. So, look, it's not instance loot, by the way. You can see that I can see loot dropping. But what happens is you can't trade right now in online. So if somebody wants an item from me, I can drop it. And there's kind of a timer or a limit. So if I, for an example, right, if I go drop this real quick. Well, actually, I don't want to drop my pickaxe. But it'll say like war in the item. And then people will be able to basically do that. But here's the cool thing, guys. You could basically see it. You can type into the world. It is a little bit janky. And again, online is experimental. But here you go. You know. You'll see that in this instance, they've already uncovered much of the world. And obviously, I don't see much of the world for obvious reasons because I just joined specifically. You can see that the performance is a little bit jankier. So if I pull up like Riva Tuner, you can see like my FPS here. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it on stream. It is about, you know, it's 30 FPS. So it's lower, right? So like right now, if I'm moving around, it's like 20, 30 FPS. You know, it's obviously experimental. There are a lot of people in the server. So it's just something to be prepared for, right? If you do go into a more of an online player-based fight. And again, you can go through their waypoints too, which is really cool. So once people have discovered waypoints, you can kind of piggyback on those. Now coming here, I'm up to 40 to 50 FPS, right? So anyways, more to come, guys. Just wanted to show off this public playtest demo. I hope you guys obviously enjoyed it. Please tune in for more streams from me. Join the conversation. Join the Discord. I will see you guys over on the next stream. Have a good rest of the Monday. Be in touch. See you, crew.